going to be tying a silver rat. So the hook I have in the vise is a size 8 Partridge Patriot in gold, and the thread I'm going to be using today is Vineyards 80 in red. Just move that camera around a wee bit. So just start in behind the eye and lay down a nice base of thread. Touch and turns. If there's a gap or two in it, it's not too big a deal. So just down to a couple of mil or so away from where the hooks start to splay, trim off. With tag of the fly, I'm going to be using some oval, small. We're also going to be using this for the rib, so pull off a generous amount. Dropped it there. So catch it in the full length of what you've brung your thread down, just to keep the body nice and even. A few turns to catch it in, and then touch and turns back down towards the bend, just into where the hook starts to splay, and then over the top of one, down through and under the bottom. A few turns just to secure it in place, and trim off. So now, just before we tie our tail in, we'll just take our thread up to the top to tidy all that up. Just use your thumbnail to push it about if it starts coming around, and back down again. So if you missed any bits of hook, or have any bits of hook showing through on your first run down with your thread, you'll probably have them covered this time. So for the tail, I'm going to be using some golden pheasant crest feather. It's quite a large hook, so I've two feathers here to start with. Just lay them one on top of the other. Strip back some of the flue, anything that you don't think you're going to need, and then 2 or 3 turns just to make sure you're happy with the way it's sitting. A little bit long, so I like to go for reasonably loose turns. It just lets you pull the feather in or out a bit if you need to. A bit more, because that's not too bad there. Quite a sharp curve on that feather. You haven't really prepared them in any way, they're just plucked straight out of the head. Trim off our waist and tidy up. Just going to tie the rib back in. Again, small gold oval. Bring it in, catch it in at the top, and bring it down with you. Just taking everything tidy down to your tag. That's not too bad there. And for the body, I have some silver holographic. We'll pull off a strip of that. You can cut it at a taper. That'll help for tying it all in. Just having the taper in it helps you get that first overlap. The fold in the material keeps everything tidy. So bring your thread back up, and then counterwind or tinsel or mylar rib or mylar body material. Overlapping turns, making sure there's none of the underbody showing through, and then a few turns of thread just to secure that. Trim off. Now we're going to bring our rib up, and the rib is going to be wound the same way as our thread, which, because our body was counterwound, that will just help secure everything down. You won't end up with your rib falling into the same creases as your body. And again, just a few turns of thread to secure that down and trim off. So for, there we go, our tail, I have some nice grey squirrel. We're just going to pull off a generous lump. That's maybe just too generous. So we'll trim that off and just pop it into the hair stacker. A couple of taps. Pull it out, and then at this point I just pull out any broken fibres. Turn it around. So really, length of the wing, or even how heavy the wing is, kind of just depends on your own personal preference. I think, to be honest, for me that might still even be a wee bit too much, so I'll just peel out a few more. There we go. I like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. So just mark it with your finger and thumb. Take your scissors and trim it off. Again, if I find a small angle, definitely helps getting it tied in. It can be quite tricky to work with and slippy. So just a few tight turns. When you think you've got everything in well, just check it, pull out any loose pieces. Sometimes you find you've got the first pull there's one or two comes out, the next pull 3 or 4, and then after that the entire wing. But that seems to be well enough held in there. Now for our hackle, I have a Grizzle cock hackle. Now I've been asked recently about doubling feathers over, so we'll just try and incorporate a bit of that in this. So what I like to do, pull out all the fibres. I'm going to need my hackle pliers for this. Just catch the stalk in with the hackle pliers, hold the rest in my finger and thumb, and then just gently stroke them. It takes a bit of practice, but it's worth taking your time with. So just stroke them, and then hopefully that should keep them all pointing back the way, away from the eye when you're tying it in. That's pretty good there. So then again, finger and thumb, peel everything back, just exposing the tip. And trim the tip off. Tying the tip in. Just making sure there's plenty of thread on that holding it down, and always holding the fibres back just to keep them out your way. So then from here, depending on the size of the hackle, you can either keep it in the hackle pliers or just do it with your fingers and just run it round, always pulling your fibres back. The fact that they're doubled should help them want to lie back a bit better. If anything does stick forward, aim to catch it back with your next turn. It can be a wee bit awkward, but sometimes you get hackles that just refuse to do whatever you want. But just take your time. There we go there. I think that'll do me there. And then thread over the top. just to catch your stalk down. Nice and tight in with the scissors. Trim off our stalk. So you can see there we've still got a couple of fibres sticking forward of the eye. Just finger and thumb to peel them back and try and catch them back with your thread. Sometimes it takes you to do it a couple of times. Sometimes you can be lucky enough to get it all in the one go. And then again we'll just check there's nothing coming out of the wing, because that can happen. Now we're just going to build our head up. Here we are, ready to whip finish. Yeah. I'll just take that head a wee bit further back just to try and get the hackle to lie slightly lower. That's better. Whip finish. And a spot of varnish. Nice and easy with the varnish, just to make sure it doesn't seep up into your hackle stalks, or your hackle fibres, sorry. Just adding little and often. And there we have the silver rat. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.